Well, um, have a nice summer. It's nice to talk to you. This is Bar. I will be the English teacher next year, and I'm sorry to invade your June, but here it is. This is Nantucket. It is cold. He is Canadian, so that is why he is out on the beach like this. And these people feel that they're safe, but there is no waves. No waves there. Anyway, that's where I am right now is I'm on Nantucket with the kids. This is my buddy. This is Moby. Moby is not bright, but he enjoys sitting around uncomfortable things, and he has big paws that help him swim. And this is me. You can see I got a haircut, so I'm looking at my clean vest. We have some bags under the eyes because sleep has not been great, and I like my pink mask because that's where we are these days. Thank you very much to everyone older than you for putting us in a situation where we have to deal with COVID. Let's see how that is. All right, so the big thing that we're doing that I want to do today, and hopefully not spend a lot of time on it, is to give the difference between habits and goals. I don't like goals. I do like habits. Habits are the things that we do regularly that help us bring success. One of the things that I'm asking you to do with summer reading and then with homework is to develop strong habits. Habits will bring you success. Goals will bring you sadness. Point. All right, so if you're a somewhat freakish looking white guy with weird pants and a driver, you would like to drive 300 yards. That's a goal. But that means that you're not going to reach that goal a lot. On the other hand, if your goal is to practice and hit 100 golf balls a day, you'll hit 100. You'll eventually drive your 300-yard drive, but you'll have all sorts of other things set to go. Habits versus goals. When we want to learn a new language, if we decide we could be fluent in 6 months, that's a goal, or we commit to 30 minutes of practice a day, a habit. All right, if you have a habit, it keeps going. We want to read more books. We could set a goal of read 50 books by the end of the year. We decide to carry a book with us. Habit. We want to spend more time with our families. We could plan to eat 7 hours a week with them. Goal. We could choose to eat dinner with them each night. Habit. So here's the problem with goals. Goals have an endpoint. Once you've reached your goal, now what do? Tom Brady, Lord love him, 6 Super Bowls. He's the best. What do you do after football? Doesn't really have an answer. Goals rely on factors which we do not always have control over. Our legs might break in the middle of the race. So now we can't win the race. We didn't control this. It's not our fault our leg broke. Our leg broke. So now what do? Goals rely on willpower and self-discipline. You need to sort of beat yourself up to get yourself there. All right, so you need to always be saying, I need to think of my goal. I need to think of my goal. All right, if I gain 20 pounds, it will give me the motivation I need to stick to my diet. You're always worrying about motivation. And goals can make us complacent or reckless. In other words, we may not be entirely prepared to hit our final goal. Let's say jump over 6 school buses on a motorcycle. But we figure, why not? Let's take a shot. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Guess not. So here's habits. Now, I'm not very good at golf. For a white man, it's kind of embarrassing to say that. Note how pale he is. Very pale, very pale. And he's got kind of a weird shirt and hat. Someone sold him this hat in the pro shop. Either way, but you see that he is practicing, so he's going to get better at it. The habit loop goes like this. You get a cue. You see something you like. Let's talk about food. Look, there's a chocolate bar. I like Reese's. I like ice cream. There's Ben & Jerry's. Craving. I would like Ben & Jerry's. Response. Let's go in there and get some. Reward. I have eaten my Ben & Jerry's. This habit loop dominates our lives. We go through all of this stuff all the time. Cue, craving, we go and we move forward. If we have habits, we overshoot our goals. If we do the same thing over and over and over again, we're there. Ed, God bless Ed. Ed, not looking good, but he's finishing up a marathon, and you can see from the look of him, this isn't his first marathon, and it probably won't be his last marathon. His goal is to run every day. His goal is not to run a marathon. Habits are easy to complete. If you say, oh, I'm going to brush my teeth every day, then you get into the habit of brushing your teeth every day. That's pretty simple. 5 minutes, you're in, you're out, you sing happy birthday to yourself twice, you're happy. It's all done. You don't need to have the goal of saying, my teeth need to be super duper white. You can just say, I'm going to do this day. Habits are also for life. As soon as you start doing this, your brain follows this pattern. It likes the pattern. Cue, happy, isn't this a good thing? So in this particular case, poor sad Tommy is inside playing on his mother's makeup container while everyone else is outside wearing hats. It's very important to wear hats. Wearing hats and playing soccer. This is a habit for life. This is also a habit for life, and it's going to mean that he's going to be yelled at for trolling on the internet. Habits compound. So the more, if you do it, everything, a 1% improvement every day on something you do, eventually that 1% keeps building on itself, so you become very good at it. Whereas if you don't, it kind of slides away. And habits can be small as necessary. There's a speech that I'll have you guys read at some point that talks about the most important thing to do is to make your bed every morning. Because if you make your bed every morning, you've achieved something. You've done something in your day where you can say, look, I'm done. I'm happy. And then when you come back at night, your bed's organized. You feel good about yourself. Everything's great to do that. You make your habits small. And the idea is that you make them small and then you just repeat. There are 4 laws of habits. They need to be obvious. It needs to be attractive. It needs to be easy. And it needs to be satisfying. So obvious. She's doing her homework in a cafe. This was back in the day when you didn't have to wear a mask to go into a cafe, but there you go. She's sitting there, she's in public. Everyone sees her. So so this little performance piece keeps her focused on what she's doing. You reward yourself. Oh, if I sit down and read for 15 minutes, I'm going to eat this bag of M&Ms. So now what you're doing is you're training yourself, just like training a dog. Here's a treat for me to do what I want to do. You do it 4 or 5 times in a row. Now you've set a habit. Now you just need to keep up. You want to make it easy. So this is a neat little trick. This guy wants to run every morning. So what does he do? He takes, and that means that he can't sleep. He takes his clothes and he puts his phone and clothes and everything else in the bathroom. So when the alarm goes off, he has to get up, get out of bed, go into the bathroom, turn the alarm off, and then as he's standing in the bathroom looking at the mirror, there are his running clothes. Why not put them on? You make it easy for yourself to do that. Finally, you make it satisfying. Now, we have a thing called 750 words. It's a trick of getting you to write a journal entry for 750 words a day. This gives you all the charts and all the things that sort of make it satisfying, so it looks like, oh, look how much better I am at doing this. So at the end, what we see is these people first, second, and third, yay, let's celebrate participation. You all did fine. What's that from Bobby? Oh, I can't remember. So either way, you either win or you lose. So first, second, and third, isn't that great? And then they have all these wonderful things below us, and I feel like there's some sort of crazy coach telling us to do that. But it's unfortunately true. If you have a goal of getting to Harvard, you're probably going to fail because they reject something like 92% of the people who apply. So you don't have that. You don't use a goal. You say a habit. I'm going to read for 15 minutes a day. The effect of reading for 15 minutes a day will give you the skills necessary so that you get into snotty little Ivy League schools if that's where you want to go. And beyond that, it gets you into success for the rest of your life. So we have not worked on these habits yet, but we will. And that is, active verbs and proper nouns is the thing I want you to write. Annotating, so how you mess with the text. I want you to write about yourself. I want you to find something interesting to read. Pre-writing is how you prep before you start reading. And read and respond, that's actually our summer reading. That's that idea of you're reading regularly and then you're responding to it. You're just not accepting it. And this is the classroom. This is 213. And it's, of course, crazy to look at this right now and to see all of the various COVID violations that are happening in this room. But, of course, there was no COVID at the time. But we will hopefully be back there, hopefully this year in some form or another. And I look forward to seeing you there. I hope you have a good summer. Please enjoy the books. Peace.